Alrighty, so I did have some success today going up to the edge of the property line, but I'm going to start the video at the bottom of the creek because it's just easier to film coming up. Come on Jenny, this way. So this is the creek at the bottom of the property, and this is kind of the hill going up to my place. Thank you Jenny. And this is kind of an existing path I kind of already built out, but only maybe to where it bends up here. Once I realized where the corner of the property was kind of heading, decided to give this another crack. So from about here onwards, I made my way through the jungle and made it to this point here where I found a hose, which was kind of interesting, but also kind of a bit of a staircase up that had been looked like it had been used before. So I did give the crack up the top, but I'll show you down the bottom. I come through to here, seeing how far I can kind of go along. So this is not easy, this section. This is very overgrown. And I found a new spot, which I like to call probably the landing. What I would like to do is kind of get rid of some of those weeds and have a bit of a bank, or maybe I call it the bank, I'm not sure, but it's just another spot Jenny can enter the creek, and it's a nice little section. So yeah, nice little discovery down here. Where I'm standing here is effectively the property line, but this is all council, bit of a waterway area, but it's lovely little spot. So this just kind of flows down there. Come on Jenny, come on. So yeah, that was a nice little discovery down here. So I'll head back and then I'll show you what I refer to as the hill. Alrighty, we're back at that kind of fork in the road, and once I found this staircase I thought it was pretty obvious that's the way I should be going up. And what was difficult from coming down perspective is I couldn't work out where this spot goes to, just because of how overgrown mess this is. Come on, we're going up, up, good girl. So like I said, it's easier to climb up than come down, I've found, so I use the easy path down and climb up to show you guys. So wasn't too much in the way here. Definitely kind of what I'm finding is a build up around the trees. So this section here next to the tree took me a lot longer than this section that has no trees. It's a lot easier to get up and cut through. Yeah, come on, keep going. This is probably the steepest part here. So kind of made it to here, and then I went around and had a look how I was going to come down. Good girl, we're going up. And then through here, and then right up where that tree is the property line. Yesterday when I finished, probably just beyond those two trees there, not too much further up, that's how far I came down. And then this morning I was up at about 9, gave it a good crack and made it through here. Like I said yesterday, it was already partly cleared. It just had a little overgrowth here and there. So once you kind of make a breakthrough, you can get the idea. And now it's going to be very difficult to tell from down the top here, but where it gets to that tree there kind of drops off. That's kind of where I found myself stuck. But this is where I think the boundary of my property actually ends, and that's why I think it's important. Jenny, up here. It's very steep down there. Come on. Good girl. Up. So I kind of got to here, and I was trying to make a path down that way, but like I said, I couldn't really get my bearings of where it would connect to. And as you can see, there was quite a distance that actually came down in this Y direction than across. So while I could make a path down there, I don't think it's going to be that necessary. And so using this tree as a point and the fence is kind of a directional anchor, that's how I've got to where at the bottom of the creek, in line with that tree down there to the bank where the water is flowing. So yeah, that's the update today. But in my first videos, it's all about getting around the property, and then I'll look at getting rid of a lot of this overgrowth and weeds, the lantana that's going crazy, and then planting some leaves. So that's the, doesn't look like it, but that's the path down, and it's actually not too steep, not as steep as I was expecting it to be. And I think once I clear a bit of that lantana out, I might be able to level off different sections. Come on, Jenny. And then the shortcut that Jenny took yesterday is now kind of cleared as well, so I can get through. Tomorrow I might give a crack at this lantana here, because it's just kind of so close to the house. Like, I can understand maybe leaving a lot of the other growth in the property to go wild, but this section here is just so close to the house and it just hasn't been touched. And I think once you kind of clear it out and see a bit of the bottom of the ground, you might be able to do a bit more with it than just have it be this wild mess. So anyway, that's the tour of bank and up to the hill, and I'll go back to the house and probably have a good rest. Alright, inside. Good girl. Inside. Good girl.